In Minecraft, there are 5 different vanilla villages that you can just stumble across, and I thought that it would be a pretty cool video idea to transform every single one. Each of these village transformations is going to be its own video, and in each one I'm going to be making a brand new world and dedicating 100 Minecraft days to the project. I'm starting off with the most common village, the Plains Village. So today I'm going to spend the next 100 Minecraft days transforming a vanilla Plains village. Let me know which village you would like to see next, but without further ado, let's get started with day 1. Okay, 100 days, transforming a Plains village. I guess, first things first, I should probably find one. There's a really small Plains biome right next to me here. Be kind of huge if this already had a village in it, and there is no chance I'm chopping that tree down as my first one. Ow. This one looks a lot more suitable. You'll also notice that I'm doing this in survival and not hardcore. I think I'm going to switch up these 100-day videos. Sometimes I'm going to do hardcore, sometimes I'm going to do survival, just kind of based on how I'm feeling. I think both game modes are pretty fun. And I definitely play them differently if I'm like able to die. So I think this could be a little bit more entertaining. But I do like a good hardcore challenge every so often. So I'm definitely going to be back to those. I think like the solo biome videos are probably all going to be done in hardcore. But then building focused videos like this one, I think it makes more sense to be done in survival. But regardless of what game mode I'm playing, gonna need to go ahead and grab up a little bit of stone. And let's move on from this wooden pickaxe immediately. Now hopefully it doesn't take me too long to find a Plains village. They are pretty common, so I feel like it really shouldn't take me long. I didn't scout any seeds out before either. I might do that for like some of the future villages that are a bit harder to find, because I don't want to spend like 20 days wandering around trying to find the village itself. So when it comes to like a snow village, I might have to go ahead and scout out a couple seeds first. But I figured for a Plains village, I can definitely just stumble across one. Thankfully, I will have enough sheep for a bed here. Is that 3? That is 3. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really look like this Plains biome goes anywhere. Looks like it leads immediately into a jungle. But I think I'm still going to push on this way. I'm at least going to dip a little bit into the jungle just to grab some bamboo. And then this way, it's just all savanna. Alright, so this is probably not the direction I should be going in to find a Plains village, but let me just grab a little bit of bamboo, and I guess we can probably head off like that way. I'm sure I can find a Plains biome pretty shortly. It's a pretty cool looking jungle, though. Like, I like this area right here. Look at that island. I also definitely need to stop and cook up some of my food, but I'm a little bit too lazy to do that. So instead, let me see what this nether portal has to offer. Nothing too useful. I'm gonna get some flint and steel is pretty cool, so I can cook up some food. This nether portal is also very close to being completed. But yeah, the flint and steel could be useful so I can burn the animals before I kill them, save on a little bit of fuel. I actually think I'm going to try to push through this jungle instead of turning around. I was going to head back towards where I spawned and just go the other direction, but pushing through this jungle could potentially find me a mangrove swamp, which would be really nice. And there still is a chance that there is a Plains biome nearby. So I feel like this makes some sense. And now I don't really want to sleep away too many of these early nights, at least until I find the village that I'm looking for, so I'm going to try to survive. All right, first test over here. Let's go take down this skeleton. Bob and weave. Perfect. Just waiting on a single other jungle sapling. Is that the 4th one? It is. Perfect. Okay. Just wanted to be able to take 4 with me. Oh, we got 5 for good measure. Awesome. Okay, let me continue pushing through this way. Trying to avoid all the skeletons. I don't really want to fight too much stuff if I don't have to. And hopefully we can just find something over this way. Okay. That guy has a spear. He is going to do some damage to me. We got him. Alright. Jeez. The reach on those things is crazy. And this does not really seem like it's going to lead to a mangrove swamp, but there is a regular forest right over here. Oh, and then a village right here. Oh, this is perfect. This is actually like the ideal village. This has such cool terrain around it. Like, there's a bunch of different biomes kind of creeping through, so I think this is going to be a perfect spot for the transformation. Oh, dude, this is amazing. I did not expect to find this village right here. I really thought I was going to have to run through the forest. All right, what's up, villagers? How you guys doing? This seems like a pretty easy village to transform as well. Like, the terrain's not awful. It's mostly pretty level. It's probably like a little bit of terraforming that I'll have to do like over here. But for the most part, this village looks pretty good. And we have ourselves a jungle temple right there. I'll have to go check that out too. And we also have a horse. That's pretty great to see. I would like to go ahead and just claim one of these houses. I think I'm just gonna make it this one over here. Alright, so this is now just my house. Sorry to steal this from you guys, but I'll make better use out of it than you will. Trust me. Oh, let me also see something too. Can I make a saddle? I don't think I have enough leather for it. Actually, I have 6 pieces of leather. That should be enough. Okay, cool. You only need 3. I'm gonna go ahead and tame that horse. I did not mean to do that. It's fine. That's just gonna stay there. Alright, we got the horse. Oh, he's pretty fast. Oh, he can jump really high too. Alright, let's go. This is a good horse. This is gonna be my best friend of this world. And take this guy everywhere. It's gonna be your house for now, my man. I'll make you a better stable at some point. And this seems like a really good time to go ahead and trap these villagers inside. Yeah, there we go. I'm also gonna bring these other 2 pigs over with me. Have them hang out with the other 2 pigs in the pen. And I do want to find some cows. Just haven't seen too many around here. If I have to survive on pigs for the time being, that's definitely okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find just a couple cows hanging around. Also might as well make my way over to this jungle temple. There's no way I'm doing this jungle temple correctly, by the way. Don't blow up. No. Not the jungle temple. Alright, got one of the armor trims. And let's see what's back here. A lot of bones. It's the best thing. It's the best thing back here. I will always take up all this redstone stuff, though. Oh, I found a cow. Oh, there's 2 cows here. A couple more, too. Great. Okay, I'm going to bring these cows back with me. I do need some wheat, though. I'm going to go ahead and bone meal a little bit of the wheat that is already here. And let's go grab up these cows. Okay, let's see if we can round up all of the cows in the area. This might be a little bit difficult to do at night, but I'm going to try my best. You're not a cow. Don't blow up. Don't blow up my friends. Yes. We're living. Alright, let's go, fellas. Alright, the cows are successfully in here. Oops, sorry about that. I'm glad we got this set up as early as possible. Next up, I want to start working on these little crop fields here. And I'm not going to make any kind of designs for these just yet. I'm just going to make them all pretty practical. But I do want to start growing wheat and carrots and potatoes and stuff in bulk as quickly as possible. Once I get these all cleaned up, I'm going to try to hit the mines for a little while. I think gearing up pretty quickly is going to be beneficial for me in this world, because I'm going to have to be chopping down a lot of trees and just gathering up a lot of materials in general for all the builds that I want to have in this village. Luckily, I do have a lot of these little crop fields in this village. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant down everything that I have. Yes, that also means the beetroot. So now that I have the crop fields where I want them to be, let me go ahead and try to find a cave. Okay, so this looks like it definitely goes down. I do only have 2 torches, though. Well, this goes down pretty deep. Oh, and there's some dripstone right there. We can get a lava farm working pretty early on. That's nice. But I definitely need to go ahead and grab up some of this coal. I'm going to have to take a minute and actually smelt down some food as well, because I only have these 3 pieces of steak left, but I do have 29 pieces of uncooked beef. Or not just beef, but meat. There's some pork in there too. So let's take a moment, carve out a little room over here, and let's craft up a couple furnaces. I'm going to immediately make those into smokers. If you know, you know. And let's grab up a bunch of torches as well. All right, so while this is cooking up, I'm going to go ahead and just explore the immediate areas of this cave. Grab up all the resources that I can find. Like, we're definitely going to take up all this coal, and then also all the copper that's next to me, too. I might even go ahead and smelt down that copper pretty early on as well. I think getting some copper armor would be a good first priority, because without any armor, skeletons do a lot of damage. Like, 2 skeletons could probably take me out if I wasn't paying attention. Oh, and our first pieces of iron up here. Huge. Now let's go ahead and make a couple more furnaces. And let's smelt down all that stuff right there. And again, while that's smelting, I'm going to continue trying to light up this cave and just grabbing up all of the stuff that I immediately see. In this cave, it definitely continues going. Great. This is a really good first cave to find. My stone pickaxe broke, so let me actually go up and craft an iron one. Might as well. And now it's just the copper that's left to smelt. Shouldn't take too much longer, but then we can have a full set of copper armor, and our cave travels can be a bit safer. Oh no, one of the iron golems died. No! I'll definitely take the free iron, but It's still sad. And the copper that I had smelting is finally done, all 40 pieces of it. So let's go ahead and make a full set of copper armor. And I just melted down a little bit more iron that I found. Okay, so let's continue going down this way. Definitely gonna grab up a little bit of this water. And let's hopefully find a whole bunch of good stuff down here. I'm gonna grab up pretty much everything that I see. I'm gonna grab up all the copper, the coal, the iron. And then hopefully we can make our way down to diamonds. And you know what, man? It feels really good that this isn't hardcore because I don't need to make a shield. I like mining without shields. Mining with a torch in your hand is so much more aesthetic. It just feels way better for me. I hate the look of a shield, but it's just so powerful. Like it's so useful. Oh man, that really drops down. Wow. This cave looks insane. Okay, let me definitely be careful over there. There's got to be a safer way to get down. I think I want to go that way. Kind of towards the water, if you guys can even see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pillar through this way. My pickaxe did break though, so let's go ahead and make a couple more. And also, I'm going to condense all of these bits of copper that I have. And also my coal. Save up some inventory space. There we go. Freed up some space. We should be able to explore a little bit more now. Let's keep going this way. I think there should be a way to get down here pretty shortly. I think going this way is probably the best chance of getting down without taking too much damage. Am I right above the water just yet? Oh, I am. Perfect. Bang. Alright, we're in. I'm gonna run around to light everything up and grab up all the iron that I see. I think I am done collecting, like, copper and coal for the time being. I mean, you guys just saw how much I had. That should last me a very long time. There we go, though. We're finally getting into the iron stages of the world. And then hopefully Deep Slate is nearby. I got about 2 stacks now of raw iron, so it's a little bit better than what we were at before. And hopefully this kind of keeps going down. It's one of these weird, like, crevices, though. It always makes me feel a little bit claustrophobic, but sometimes this kind of spans out into, like, a huge cave. We just keep following it down. And maybe this goes somewhere else? No, it doesn't really look like it. A lot of water above this, though. But there's got to be just, like, another cave over here, though. Again, this is, like, a full water cave, but does that keep going down? Sort of does over there. Honestly, I might swim around this water cave for a minute. Oh, there's some diamonds right there. But it's, like, the cool diamonds. Ooh, do I want to grab those? I think I do. I think I am going to grab them. I know they are rare, but I'm not going to remember where those are. For when I get Silk Touch. So I think it's worth it just to kind of scoop them up now. No, it's just 2. Unfortunately. Or actually, that underwater cave wasn't really that much of an underwater cave. It led out into this huge one. That is just the most copper I might have ever seen. That's insane. Could be one of those massive copper veins, but that still looks ridiculous. This isn't good. Oh, this is really not good now. My weapon broke. Luckily I did find this bow, though, so I can kind of use this. Oh no, I'm gonna die. I am somehow not dead. I panicked and put down a whole bunch of random blocks. Look at this little hut I just made. Wow, dude. I'm the best. I'm actually the best at this game. Thankfully, I did put down my crafting table, though, so I can actually go ahead and craft up another weapon. Wow, I'm surprised I'm not dead. I honestly have no idea how I'm not dead. I really wasn't even talking while I was running away. I was really just trying to focus. Man. Alright, I'm alive. This cave is huge, though. This cave is huge, and it's very difficult to light up, but I'm doing my best. I'm out of that massive, massive cave. That's off back this way.
towards this annoying skeleton. I'm totally behind this, by the way. All right, man. You know what? I'm just gonna drop right down here. I think we'll be okay. We good? Oh god, there's a lot of mobs. Maybe we're not good. Is that a bad idea? This might have not been a great idea, but I think we're kind of chilling. Really hoping to spot some diamonds somewhere around here in the ground, but I'm not seeing any just yet. But this does continue going deeper. Okay, I'm running by a lot of iron. I'm aware of that. But it's just a little bit tough for me to stop right now. I thought I was being chased by everything, but we're kind of clear. Okay, we're chilling. We're definitely chilling. I don't want to go back too far, though, because that's where, like, the bulk of the mobs were. So I'm just going to grab this iron that's here and then continue going deeper. I need to be careful. I only have 6 pork chops left. So I definitely do not want to overstay my welcome. But I do want to find some more diamonds. Oh, there's a little bit of deep dark down there. That's not what I wanted to see. Oh, but there's a little bit of diamonds right here. Can this be 2? Can this please be 2 diamonds?
No. It's just 1 diamond. That's so sad. And I'm going to be with 4 pork chops after this. So it might be time to call it. I was really hoping to find enough diamonds to make an enchanting table as well, but I think this is alright. I can find diamonds on the surface. You know, if I start to explore for some wood types, which I'm going to have to do soon, because I still don't have spruce. Whenever I do that, I feel like I'll probably hit an ocean. And usually, like, buried treasure has a ton of diamonds in it, so I think we'll be okay. I'm going to try to work my way out of here then. I'm probably going to have to just tunnel out. But let's just see how close to the surface I can get before I have to do that. Hey, look, a zombie villager. I sort of want to save this guy. Hang on a second, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot those coordinates. I'll maybe be back for that villager. First things first, though. Where is my home? Okay, it's just right over there. Not too far away. That was a really good mining trip. Could have been better if I just found one more diamond, but it was pretty solid for everything else. I'll show you everything that I got once I sort out my inventory a little bit and get a little bit safer. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff down in the caves. Got all of these ores along with a diamond pickaxe. So that was definitely really successful. I'm going to go ahead and start smelting all of this down. And while that is all cooking, let me go ahead and harvest all of my crops. Enough of my iron should have smelted to go ahead and make some cauldrons. I'm gonna make 12 cauldrons. Okay, that's a lot of the iron that I gathered, but it's okay. This should be worth it. I also go ahead and make a ton of buckets. And let me just kind of take a look at the village really quickly, what we have to work with. Okay, I think back here could be a good spot for a blacksmith eventually. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this lava farm just over there now. Let's go ahead and put the dripstone on the bottom. And then we have a working lava farm. These cauldrons will fill up in no time. And now with that, I can save all of the coal that I just used in those furnaces going forward. And that sounds great to me, because that just means more lanterns. Okay, so now at this point, I think I want to start preparing to build my starter house. But before I can actually build anything, I need to go get more wood types, specifically spruce. Still have not come across a spruce biome just yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the horse out. And which direction do I want to go? I really don't like going through forests on a horse, but I think I'm going to. First off, though. 360 chicken. No. But I also need to come up with a name for this horse. I'm going to name this horse Paul. Feels like a fitting name for this guy. So me and Paul are going to go on the journey of a lifetime. Man, Paul is a jumper. Man, look at him go. All right, let me see if I can get through this forest quickly, because this is just the worst. Oh, let me screenshot the coordinates of my home, because I'm going to forget. Ow, just gave myself a concussion. Okay, where are we looking here? Well, it looks like there is a swamp down there. No, that's not a swamp. It's a Badlands biome. Interesting. I actually do want to check out that biome, though. Only because if this leads to a desert, that could be some really cool loot for us. And it could be, you know, the additional few diamonds that I still need for an enchanting table. Paul, where are you at? Where did Paul go? There you are. Don't do that to me again, man. I just named you. I can't lose you now. Oh, it's a lush cave down there. Hang on a second, Paul. I need to go grab some moss. I really want that spore blossom, too. Let's definitely go ahead and grab that. Maybe a couple glow berries. That guy's gonna blow up. Oh, he's not. Look at you. Thanks for not blowing up. No! It's gonna go in the water. No! Okay, good. Thought that thing was a lost cause. Anything else I want to grab from down here? Don't see any other spore blossoms. And actually, let me see. Can I grab the drip leaf here with shears? I'm honestly not sure if that works. I need to find one more piece of iron, though. Okay, let's see. Can I grab up this stuff? Oh, I can. I can grab the small drip leaf, too. Nice. I actually did not know you could do that. I thought you can only get small drip leaf from a wandering trader. Also, don't mind this tree that I grew right here. I needed wood. I didn't have a crafting table on me. And it was easier to just grow an azalea tree down here than go all the way back up to the surface. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these axolotls. Let's get this pink one. That guy looks cool. Okay, I think I'm good now to leave the lush cave. I'm really glad I found one of these, though. I might as well grab up a lot of these as well. I don't want to get too distracted, because I really do want to find spruce. But while I'm here, I might as well grab up some of this dry grass. I'm going to forget about it and then have to come back, and it's going to be a whole thing. And, you know, just taking a look over here at this, honestly, just beautiful piece of landscape, makes me realize that this Badlands probably goes on for a pretty long time. So, I'm going to backtrack. I think what I'll do is take a pit stop at home, and then just go back towards spawn, and just kind of go the opposite way that I went originally. But for you guys, I will be right back when I find either a spruce biome or just something else that's interesting. Oh, a mending fishing rod. But that's incredible. No way. I can't believe I just found a mending fishing rod. I also found the shipwreck, which came with a buried treasure map, which we will definitely go ahead and check out as well. And also just a little bit of iron and emeralds and stuff from the one chest in here. Well, let's definitely go ahead and try to find this buried treasure real quick. Now, what do we have in here? We have one more diamond. I think I still need a single other diamond. But I'll definitely take that one right there. Gets me a little bit closer. Oh, I got a village over there, too. Could have a blacksmith in it. That could be my second diamond. And there's another village over there. I'm going to loot both of these real quick, and then we'll continue the journey for a spruce biome. Oh, there's more jungle over here, though. I traveled pretty far away so far. And I'm still in like, the same biomes that I have by my village, unfortunately. I was hoping to find some colder stuff. Yeah, there's still a savanna back here as well. I really don't want to spend too much time like exploring in this video because I really just want to start building. But I can't not use spruce. It's in my nature. Like, I have to do it. We do have a librarian in this village, though. Which means I get a whole bunch of free books. There's also a blacksmith over here. Can I get my final diamond? I cannot. That's a really bad blacksmith chest. I will take this, though. And I will definitely take this blast furnace. Thank you. This is a block that I hardly ever craft. I just take them all from villages. Oh, dude, the golem is trying to offer one of his flowers. Where's the baby, though? Was that the baby right there? Did he just grow up? I love when they do that. That's why I never kill iron golems, man. They're so sweet. I can't bring myself to do it. I got myself a brewing stand and a cartographer's table as well, which is pretty cool. And here's the librarian. What do you got? It's Flame. Okay, I'm taking her like turn now. That's about it for that village, so let's continue the search. I'm gonna head this way, check out this second village, and hopefully there's a spruce biome off in this direction. Oh, there absolutely is a spruce biome off in this direction. Let's go. Okay, that's massive. Sweet. So I can just grab up a couple of those saplings, and then we should be able to head back home. I might actually stay for a minute and grab up some actual spruce wood, rather than just the saplings, because that looks like that is one of those big taiga biomes. So honestly, I might as well cut down some of the 2x2 spruce trees. I feel like that would get me a nice start on things. First things first, though, let me definitely go ahead and loot up this village. And this also seems like a pretty good spot to take a nap. Pretty sure I looted everything that this village has to offer. This one was not nearly as lucrative as that last one. But that's fine. I wasn't really even in search of villages, so whatever I could get here is just a bonus. What I was in search for, though, is that beautiful wood type right over there. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut down a couple of these trees, probably just until my iron axe breaks. That should give me a ton of saplings, and also, like I said before, a good head start on some spruce wood for the starter house. This is the last stop on the journey, so after I do this, I'm gonna head back home. Back at home now, my storage situation in here is not looking good. These chests are horribly disorganized. But I do want to start building up my starter house. And that should solve this problem here pretty quickly. Before I do that, though, I would like to go over the color palette that I have in mind. And I think this is going to be an incredibly simple color palette. But I do think it'll still look good, so I think we'll be okay. I also want to figure out where exactly I'm going to put this house. I thought about just taking down the house that I was living in this entire time and just transforming that one. I definitely could do that, but I kind of like this spot back here. I'm going to commit to up top. I think this is going to look a little bit better up here. So let me throw down my temporary color palette over here, just so you guys know what I'm thinking. So I want the walls of this building to be mainly out of stripped oak wood. But I also do want to work in a little bit of oak planks, just every so often. And then, as well, next to the oak planks, I think working a little bit of jungle plank will look good as well. Hold on, it's quickly approaching nighttime. Let me finish this in the morning. So alongside this wall here, I want the roof to be out of spruce wood, and I also want all of, like, the accents to be out of spruce. So, like, trapdoors, fences, all that kind of stuff for extra decoration, I think I want to make out of spruce wood. And then we're going to have the windows out of these copper grates. I don't know what stage just yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually go through and wax all these, but if they oxidize all the way down, I think it'll look good. But also, if I have time later, I might come through and actually make them a specific stage instead. But regardless, that's going to be the idea for the walls of this house. And then the roof is going to be out of the spruce wood. So like I said, it's going to be a pretty simple color palette, but I think it's going to look really good. Especially if I build a bunch of houses in like a similar style to this. And thankfully where I decided to build this starter house, there's really not like any terraforming I'm going to have to do. Just going to have to tear down this little animal pen. And I'll probably also just have to cut away this little bit of grass. And alright, I think the land is definitely flat enough to be built on now. I do still have to go gather a little bit of materials. It's mainly going to be oak wood, because I really don't have much of that, and that's going to be obviously like the main wall block. So let me head over to the forest over here and start collecting up some of this oak wood. And honestly, I might even gather up just a small amount of birch as well. I think stripped birch could look pretty good next to the stripped oak wood. And luckily both of those trees are found in just regular Minecraft forests, so should be able to get a decent amount of each of those wood types. So yeah, let me just gather up a whole bunch of stuff. But for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start a building time lapse. The house is completed. Only problem is that it's day 26 now. So we're over a quarter through this challenge. I need to start just staying up overnight, I guess, and just building as much as possible if I want to try to get a lot of these houses renovated. But as you can see, the starter house is pretty tiny. This is probably the size I'm going to go for like most of the houses in the area, just so I can build them up pretty quickly. And I also did a pretty basic interior, but we have a whole bunch of storage. We have a bedroom over there, a place to smelt some stuff, some other random storage up there. It's nothing special, but it's definitely very useful. And everything is actually moved into here, by the way. So our previous home, over there, is empty. It always feels nice to finally get moved out and like organize all your stuff. The next thing I want to do though is I would like to get enchanting starting, just because if I'm going to build up a lot of these houses, I'm going to need some really good tools pretty early on. And it's already probably a little bit late for this. Like I should have probably prioritized this like before anything else. But it's all good. All right, we're gonna move at my own pace, I guess, for this. I am in need of only 1 diamond. I have a single other diamond chilling here. Of course, I need 2 to make an enchanting table. I already have a diamond pickaxe, so we can already enchant something. So I do only need that 1 diamond. And I think the quickest way for me just to go about getting a single diamond is just to make a staircase down to diamond level and then just do a little bit of branch mining. So let me get started on that. But also, I want to make just a very, very small, really simple mine entrance, just so it's at least like slightly decorated. I'm thinking I can put this mine entrance probably somewhere down here, just against the little like hillside, or the cliffside, I guess it's more accurately described as. And that can probably just be my permanent mine. I don't really think I'm gonna need anything too extravagant. Let me just go grab a little bit of spruce wood over here, and as you can see, I've gotten really lazy when it comes to harvesting this. I needed just a little bit more for my house, so I just like cut down this bottom little bit, but it's fine. I'll cut down this whole thing at some point, but that point is not right now. Okay, 24. Ow. Pieces of spruce should be enough. I'm talking like a super simple mine entrance. Like, you guys are going to be baffled by this. Thinking we start with 2 barrels like that with a gap of 3 in between. And let's go up to there, maybe? Let's go over those 3 blocks again. Then we put some spruce pillars there, there, and there. And honestly, that's probably going to be the entire entrance. Let me just strip all this. I mean, I guess I do have a little bit more decoration I can add. Let's add a little archway here. And then I can also put a little archway up top, potentially. Let's put some trapdoors in a couple spots. And yeah, I feel like that works. That looks like a good mine entrance to me. Now let me just go ahead and make a tiny room back here. And I will decorate this room completely later. For right now, I think I'm just going to clear out the space. So now we have a tiny room back here. And let's just go ahead and start a staircase right here in the middle. And alright, I'm just going to take this all the way down to y-59. We are at 93. This is going to take some time. But it's okay. This is definitely going to be worth it. I'm at y-58. I think I said 59 a second ago when I was digging down, but I'm going to stop here. Oh. Sick. The Deep Dark is right around the corner. Can I mine this way? I just did 2 of those by accident because I put a torch down. That was dumb of me. Well, the warden spawns, I'll just run away. But I'm gonna strip mine here for a little while, or branch mine, whatever it's called. I don't know. I always just said strip mining. I got a comment once saying that I said that wrong, and this is actually branch mining. I actually could not care less. So I'm gonna continue doing this for a little while until I find 1 diamond, or I guess until this pickaxe is about to break. It's getting pretty close already, to be honest. Please, just let me find a diamond. Okay, there we go. We got our 1 diamond. Sick. I'm not going to take any of the rest of these. Let's see how many there are, though. There's at least 3 more diamonds. It looks like it is just 3 more diamonds, but I'll definitely fortune those later. But with the 1 diamond that I did collect, let me head back up to the surface. Not before making a whole bunch of stairs, though. And I can go ahead and get the enchanting table made. I do need to go ahead and grab a little bit more obsidian. I only have 2 pieces, so I think I will just convert the little lava pool over here just completely into obsidian. I have unlimited lava now, so I don't really need this here anymore. I've also completely neglected sugarcane this entire time. Honestly, not really sure how I managed to do that. But let me go ahead and just plant down all the sugarcane that I have. I have 26 only. And while that's growing, let's go ahead and grab up the obsidian that I'm gonna need. Thankfully, I only need 2 pieces of obsidian right now. Was that just a creeper that walked by my screen over here? What was that? Oh, it was a chicken. Okay. We should be safe. I think we should be safe from a chicken. But I only need 2 more pieces of this obsidian. That should be the second one right there. Perfect. We have 4. And I can come grab the rest of that whenever I am ready to go to the nether. But let's go ahead and craft up the first enchanting table of the world. And also, I have 13 books. I have a little bit of paper. I have 21 pieces of paper. We have a ton of leather. I have enough leather to make all the books that I'm going to need. But I just don't have enough paper right now. I'm still going to go ahead and just make as many bookshelves as possible. And I can make 6. Not a bad start. And for the time being, I'm going to put this, I think just over here. This feels like a good spot right here. I do eventually want to make like a library in this village for some librarians to live and also just to house the enchanting setup. Originally, I wanted to build houses like exactly where all of these houses were, but I think it's actually just going to be easier to do it this way, just to use like the empty space in the village to build up houses and then just tear these down at some point. I think that'll just be a little bit easier for me. So let me go ahead and set down the enchanting table, put down the 6 bookshelves, and just see what we got. So Fortune 1 is guaranteed. That gives me some hope that the level 30 enchant will be Fortune 3. I don't know if that's how it works, but I really hope it is. The next thing that I think I want to do, just while I wait for my sugarcane to grow, is I think it's probably about time that I just build a wall around this entire village. Shout out Luke the Notable. Because if I could spend the nights building without fear of getting blown up, that'll allow me to build a lot more things. Many more houses will be constructed. So I think setting that up
right now is a good call. And thankfully, I did just grab a bunch of cobblestone. I'm going to craft this all down into walls. I have 2 stacks of torches. Hopefully that's enough to light up the area on the inside. And let's just start walling this entire area off. Hopefully these 6 stacks is enough. All right, I think we have everything completely walled off. Now, I just want to run through and put torches everywhere to stop things spawning on the inside. And then I should be good just to stay up pretty much every night going forward. I mean, I guess spiders can get in, which is a little annoying, but I really don't think I'm going to die to a spider. But look at this idiot. Yeah, dude. Look at this guy. He thinks he can get in. Wow. Idiot. That looks good. And yeah, dude, this guy's house is shunned. He's not included in the village right now. But that's alright. I'll move his house. He'll be fine. Here, let me at least move the villager inside the walls. If there even is a villager in that house, I honestly have no idea. Oh, there is, for sure. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Let me breach the wall for a second. Okay. That's why you don't breach the wall, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're alright. We're chilling? I think we're chilling. Oh, a zombie villager. Wait, I want this guy. I want this zombie. Hold on. Let me get you a boat, friend. You gotta remember that there is another zombie villager in the jungle that I trapped a while ago. Oh, I also just realized that the guy I was trying to save, the exiled house, I just left it, and a zombie could very easily break down that door. I think we're alright though. Okay, you get in the boat. And I'm just gonna build you a little temporary hut. Okay. So there's a zombie villager in there. Let me go rescue this guy. Oh, that guy is an enchanted iron spear. I need the wall more than ever right now. Oh, we're good. I have no idea where that villager made it out to. He might have died. I let him out and I put his bed into another house. Put it into this one over here, but I don't think he's inside. Yeah, he's not. Where'd that villager go? Is he gone? Oh, he's over there. He's panicking. Okay, where'd the villager wander off to? What's up, man? Sorry about that. Let's get you back in the village. Creeper, get away from me. Dude, there's a way over here, man. Villagers are still very annoying to deal with. I rescued this guy. You're welcome. There is still an extra bed in this house over here. So when it gets nighttime, I'll try to remember to break his boat. And hopefully he just kind of wanders in this house. Ooh, a dark oak sapling. I actually don't have any of those yet. Problem is I need 4 in order to actually plant a dark oak tree. Can you take this job, please? Take the job, man! Fortunately, none of the villagers want to take jobs right now. That's something that we're probably going to have to do in the morning. But what I can do right now is see if this guy will go to that bed. I think he will. I think those particles mean he's going to go to that bed in there. Perfect. You have been successfully saved. You're welcome. Alright, I'll wait in the morning to trade with that wandering trader. He should still be around. I don't think he'll despawn that quickly. And while I wait for the morning, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start tearing down some of these houses that don't need to be here. Like my original house. Alright, so the next morning, I took down my original house and also the 3 little market stalls that were right there. Let's see if this guy over here turned into a Fletcher. He did not. You don't want that job? Dude, get that job, man. Come on. Fine. I'll see if someone else wants it. Do you want a job? Yeah, he wanted a job. Come here. Oh, that's the wrong trade. Okay, there we go. Alright, 7 more emeralds. Perfect. Let's go back to the Wandering Trader and purchase the last Dark Oak sapling. And now my inventory is a complete mess. Let me clear this out really quickly and then I can continue I'm prettying up the village and gathering up some other materials. Hang on. Wait. There's a music disc that you get from killing a chicken jockey now, right? Isn't that a thing? Yes, he dropped the music disc. Let's go! I got the Lava Chicken music disc. That's so cool. That's the first time I've ever gotten that.
I'm recording this on day 100. I forgot to play it any other time throughout this video, so I had to go and get the footage now. Got ourselves the necessary bookshelves, and our guaranteed enchant is Efficiency 4. Okay. Let's check out a book really quick. It's Channeling. I don't really care about that. Fortune 3, Efficiency 4. I would have loved Unbreaking on that, but I will absolutely take the Fortune 3. So now with this pickaxe, I think I'm going to go mining through this night to see how many diamonds I can get. And then, probably in the morning, on day 32, I can start re-rolling some librarians. Because I really want mending and Unbreaking on this pickaxe pretty much as early as possible. I'm going to go ahead and grab 3 iron pickaxes to take down into the mines with me. So let me head underground for the rest of this night. Let's see how many diamonds I can find. I also definitely need to remember to grab the, I think, 3 diamonds that I found a little while ago. Wait, let's see how many diamonds we get out of these just 3. Give me 7. Huge. All right, let me continue the search off in this direction. Let's start another strip mine over here. And hopefully this one is lucrative. All right, it's day 32 now, and I have 35 diamonds at my disposal. That is actually a lot of diamonds for me for one night. I will certainly take that. I think with these 35 diamonds, I'm just going to completely bypass iron armor. And I'm going to go straight to diamond. So copper, straight to diamond. And then with the remaining 11 diamonds, I'm going to go ahead and make an axe. Let's make another pickaxe. I'll make a sword. And you know what? Honestly, I'm just going to complete the diamond tool set. That's all the diamonds that I had, but I think they were well spent. I'm also level 34, so I can enchant 2 more things. Let's go ahead and take a peek to see what we have. I'm going to check all the pieces of armor first. I don't think I'd really take anything on the armor, maybe aside from Feather Falling 4. That's usually like my second priority to get one enchanting after I get Fortune. But it's usually really rare. I hardly ever get that right away. Fire Aspect 2 on a sword is pretty good. But I think I'm just going to take Unbreaking on an axe. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. That's actually kind of perfect. Unbreaking 3 on a pickaxe I think I might take next. Just to have, like, a regular pickaxe just to use everywhere else. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Fortune 2, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. So actually, I could combine these two to get Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. I might just do that. Because then I only need to reroll 1 Librarian for Mending. And we're kind of chilling. So let's craft up an anvil really quick. And I'm just going to put it right there. And this is 17 levels or 25. Give me the 17. So Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. Beautiful. All right, so now at this point, I'm definitely going to try to get Mending on a Librarian villager. And it's going to be this villager right here. Let's see how long this takes. At this point, I have mined 2 lecterns. One of those was just right now. I cycled this guy 1 time, and the other lectern was when I originally picked this one up. So let's see how many lecterns it takes to get Mending on this guy. Okay, this actually really did not take long, and it's only 12 emeralds. It only took 31 lecterns. That is certainly not bad. So let me go grab some paper really quick just so I can lock that villager in. Alright, now the trade will not leave. And now I just need to work on getting a couple more emeralds. You know, at this point I probably could just let everyone loose. I don't think they'll die. I'm going to keep the Mending villager trapped because he's the most valuable one right now. But I'm going to let every other villager go. Hopefully there's no areas where they can just kind of wander out themselves. But I guess we can kind of see. If any of them wander out, I can go back in the replay mod footage or the flashback footage and see where I went wrong. I traded with my Fletcher a little bit, so I do have enough to buy the mending book. I don't have any books on me though, hold on. All right, here we go, I'm back. Let's grab up our first mending book, and I'm going to immediately throw that on this pickaxe. There we go, Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, and now Mending. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and build something else, and it's going to be a house for this enchanting setup. Right here should be a fine spot for it. We can make a little cabin pretty much the same size as ours, and in a very, very similar style. I do think I'm gonna make a slight change in this color palette though. Instead of using stripped oak for the walls, I'm going to be using stripped birch instead, just to change it up slightly. I think the roof is still going to be out of spruce. I think that's going to look the best, and then all like the accents and stuff are also going to be out of spruce. So the building is going to look really similar to the starter house, but just slightly different wall color. So I'm going to run around and gather up all the materials that I'm going to need, but once again for you guys, let me cut it to another building time lapse. All right, the next building in the village has been completed. We have now an enchanting building. It is very small, but it has everything in here that I'm going to need, like the enchanting table and a lectern, so we can have a librarian villager actually kind of hang out here. I do still have to put a bed. I'm probably just going to lay one right there, even though it's not really the best spot, but just an area for the mending villager to actually go to sleep. So I think with this, I can actually let him out. Let's grab his bed. And let me go ahead and plop that down inside. Hopefully he just pathfinds to this building, because his lectern is over here. And that bed's going to be a little bit of an eyesore, but it's alright. Not too concerned about it. Where did the mending villager run off to? Oh, there he is. Okay. He went into his house. Nice. Well, he's trying to get into his house. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Trapdoors just do not work with villagers. I might have to switch that block out at some point, because he's just going to be probably permanently trapped right there. But I'll worry about that later. Next up, I actually want to work on just another building. Honestly, just like back to back. I'm going to start working on a barn, actually. And I think down here, where we have all the crops, is probably the best spot for it. I'm imagining I can have a barn somewhere down here. And then I can just make a couple nicer looking crop fields than these attached to it. Or maybe not directly attached to it, but just like in this area in general. This can kind of be like the farming district of the village. That feels like a pretty good next step in this project. And as for the color palette for this barn, it is going to be changed up just very slightly. I want to just continuously like tweak these buildings just a little bit so they're unique from one another. I don't want to just completely reuse the same exact color palette for any two buildings, but I want them to be similar enough so it looks like they are a part of the same village, if that makes sense. So for this barn down here, going to use the same foundation out of stone and some mossy stone. The walls are going to be out of stripped oak wood mainly, probably the same wall color palette as the starter house, but then where this changes is the roof is going to be out of deep slate instead of spruce wood. So this is the color palette that we're going to be rocking with. And I think this is going to look pretty good for a barn. I might incorporate a little bit of spruce on the roof, maybe as like a trim alongside the deep slate here. I haven't completely decided that yet, but probably while I'm building, I'll actually make that final decision. It is really unfortunate that all my animals are up here. Bringing these guys down to the barn is going to be an incredibly tedious task, but it's something that I'll have to do. And also, before I start building, I'm going to have to pretty up this area quite a bit. It's pretty ugly down here. We have to get rid of these 3 crop fields, the sugarcane farm as well, and I'll probably take down these 2 houses, just to give myself the most room that I can. But I think this is going to be a really, really nice and welcome addition to the area. I feel like once I build this up, it's going to really start feeling like a custom village. So let me get started, and I'm probably just going to have this whole thing in a nice big time lapse once again. But maybe I'll post-commentate some of this. Who knows? Wow, it's a post-commentary section. Crazy. But to start preparing to build this barn, I got rid of the 3 crop fields that were already here, along with my sugarcane farm. Then I wanted to make the ground a bit more level, just so it made it a lot easier for me to actually build this thing on. So I just went through with a whole bunch of dirt and filled in the gaps. Oh, and also, if anyone's wondering, I changed it so that all of my cinematics are during the day, just so it's easier on you guys. A lot of this is happening at night. That's why there's zombies like around the wall sometimes and they're not burning. But after leveling out the ground, the final step was just getting rid of these 2 villager houses. And at this point, I was now ready to build the barn. So let's do that in a quick building time lapse.
You know, it actually wasn't that bad to move the animals down here. They kind of all obeyed me for once. Usually a couple of them just wander off and it's really annoying. But no, the cows and the sheep, not the sheep, these aren't that animal. The cows and the pigs were kind of chill to actually move over. And I don't think any of them have escaped yet. I didn't really like test if they could get out of either of these places, but I'm pretty sure they can't. So I think we're all right. And I'm pretty sure this still walls off everything from getting inside our little settlement here too. So I think we're also still safe. But yeah, here's a look at the barn. I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty small. I'm trying to, like I've been saying so far in this video, I'm trying to like tone down the scale of my builds for this, just so I can build more things. And yeah, I really like this barn. I think it is pretty practical. We have a lot of area for animals, and the interior is also done with some storage, a couple bushes as well. We also have a few composters, so if, you know, some farming villagers actually want to populate this place, they definitely can. I'm thinking about eventually making them some housing over here too with some beds, so they can at least have some place to sleep too. But I will get to those houses at some point. I want to work on some crop fields here next, since we did destroy the two that we had down here. And I also destroyed the one that I had up there to make the enchanting house. So we don't have any more crop fields left. And I feel like down here makes the most sense to have them. So let me go grab a couple materials from my house. And just brainstorming what blocks I'm going to use, I think I am going to need a couple extra materials. I want some azalea leaves. So let me grab some of these flowering azaleas so we can grow them. And craft up a whole bunch of bone meal there. But then other than the azalea leaves, I definitely want some short grass. Let's take our 2 pieces of tall grass as well. Some of the dried grass too. Might as well use some of this drip leaf. I'm going to grab some regular azaleas as well. And then, of course, some moss. And I might as well grab a little bit of coarse dirt too. And you can also never go wrong with some spruce fences. I'm going to need some spots for lanterns, and I feel like spruce fences make the most sense. I actually only have 2 lanterns as well, so let me craft up a little bit more of those. I might have to go mining here in a minute, because I'm definitely running low on iron. But we should be okay for the time being. 20 lanterns is going to be plenty. And I also want some jungle slabs so I can cover up the water sources. Hopefully 26 is enough. I don't think I'm going to have 26 individual water sources here. And then last but not least, let's get some chests and some barrels. Now before I actually go through and plant everything, I think it would probably be wise to try to figure out some kind of path that leads into the barn, and will also branch off to the different animal pen entrances. And then once I get this pathway marked out, we might just have some like natural boundaries for some farms. I also want to be sure to include a little bit of coarse dirt here, like kind of spewing out of the barn. I always think that looks nice. Then I can kind of bleed this into the pathway by making a couple of these path blocks as well. Yeah, something like that. Looks like the coarse dirt's kind of taking over the path blocks. I think that usually looks good in front of like barn entrances. And now I have this little pathway just kind of carved out leading up to the barn, and then also over to the sides. And with that in place, there's a small crop field that I can plant right there. There's also another one like over here somewhere, though I feel like this looks a little bit strange the way it is, so maybe I should kind of shape that out a little bit better. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better now. Okay, so we have like a crop field we can have over here too, and you can kind of see like this pathway just as like a natural border for these 2 crop fields. And then back here, there's going to be like the rest of the pathway that connects up all the other buildings that we make. But I just don't know where exactly that's going to go just yet. Like, the one that was already in the village that I'm standing on now is definitely going to be, like, torn down and replaced and everything. But it's just kind of hard to get that vision of where it's actually going to go. Maybe if I peel back a little bit, I can see this slightly better. Okay, I think over here we can definitely have a 3rd crop field. Because off in this direction where the lava farm is, there is going to be a blacksmith building, which I'm actually going to build, I think, right after we make these crop fields. But there's going to obviously be a pathway connecting over here. And the thing is, the one that's like already in place is just way too straight. So let me just see if I can tweak this just slightly, get a shape that I'm happier with. And then we should have a nice like boundary of another crop field then. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better now. Might be a little bit of a harsh like turn right there, but I can definitely smooth that out. But I think we can have another nice big crop field right there. So we'll have a tiny one there, medium-sized one there, and then a pretty large one over here. And I think that'll make this area really look like the farming district then, which is exactly what I wanted. So I think what I'm going to do is build one of these on camera, and I'm going to start with the small one over here. And then the other 2 I can probably
build in a time lapse. So I'm just going to start with the leaves, and we're kind of just going to follow the pathway in a few different spots and a few different clumps. I don't want to do this completely all the way around. I think it looks better when it's a little bit random like this. I forgot to do this, but let me also mesh in a couple of these flowering azalea leaves. Get a small pop of color in there. I think that looks good. Maybe one back here too. I know those are jungle leaves, but I think they'll still work. And now in a lot of these gaps, I want to put some spruce fences. Just like this. Kind of connecting up the leaves. I know it doesn't actually connect up, but it looks good enough to me. Now I also would like to incorporate a little bit of coarse dirt here on the boundary. Especially around where these leaves are. There you go, something like that I think looks pretty good. And on top of this coarse dirt, I can throw down a little bit of this short grass, and I also have 2 pieces of tall grass. I'll use them both here. Why not? But I just want to sprinkle in a tiny amount of the short grass as well. Let's bring in some of this drip leaf. Oh, I can't put it on coarse dirt. I guess it has to be on moss. Yeah, it does, but that's alright. I don't mind having a little bit of moss in here too. Let's toss some moss in the back of the farm here as well. Have a little bit of drip leaf sticking out of that. And I guess I do need an actual entrance into this place. I'll put it right here. Let me just go grab a fence gate quick. Let's go ahead and plop that down. Let's also use a couple of these lanterns. I feel like that should be sufficiently lit up on the inside now. And now I just have to dig out a couple spots for some water. Let's grab up these jungle slabs, put those over the top, grab up my hoe, and let's start tilling all of this grass. And I also want to use a little bit of this tall grass, the dry tall grass and the dry short grass, just in a few different spots too. And then I need to go fix these blocks. I hate when you can see the dirt underneath. Put that down there on the bottom. That looks way better now to me. And then I do need a little bit of stone, or you know what? I might just use moss down there too. Yeah, I think that looks fine. That one as well. And this one back here. These two. So this one actually has to be spruce wood. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, now all I have to do for that first farm is just actually plant the crops. You do have to be careful, though, if you are following along with this design, to not right-click right here with a crop, like where you have any of this dry grass, because it will just delete the dry grass and plant the crop there instead. Well, there we go. This first crop field is now completed. But I think this looks really nice. I'm a big fan of this style. I like the overgrown, like messier looking crop fields. I think they look really nice as well in contrast to these like stone animal pens. So I think that's definitely a welcome addition to the area. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and build up the other 2 crop fields, and I'm going to get that done in a quick time lapse. This area now looks a lot better, in my opinion. I really like all of the greenery. The crop fields are completely planted in. I do still have to wait for them to actually grow. It's going to look way better when they're all fully grown, but even right now, it looks really solid. I am very, very happy with this area of the village right now. I do want to start building another structure. I want to make this smelter building thing, whatever it's going to be called, blacksmith. That's probably the right word. I want to make this blacksmith over here. Where the lava farm is, but I do have to gather a little bit of materials for that, because I think I want to make this building mostly out of stone. I might have like a second floor out of wood or something like that. Maybe that's where the blacksmith can actually live, like that's where his bed could actually be, but the workstation, like the workshop area, I want all out of stone, and I don't really have any. So I'm going to spend this night just underground gathering up all the stones that I can. This was actually so perfect. I literally just finished gathering up all the tuff that I needed. I already got the deep slate. I already got the cobblestone. Last thing was the tuff. And then I was just going to go look for a couple diamonds just so I can make a new shovel. And I immediately found these. That is so poetic. We got 8 more diamonds. Awesome. Let me go check how many wood materials I have. There's a chance I'll have to go gather those, but I think I over-gathered when I was preparing to make the barn. I think I should probably gather up some spruce. I only have a stack and a quarter of spruce logs, so I'm definitely going to need some more of those. I think I'm also going to use some oak in this build, and I should have enough We have quite a bit of oak logs, so I think I'll actually be okay there, but I also do want some jungle to go with this oak, and I really don't have any of that, so I'm gonna have to go chop down a jungle tree or two. Probably just one. So I'm gonna go chop down all of my spruce trees, and then also just a giant jungle tree. And I think we'll be good to actually start building after that. And I think I'm just gonna cut it to yet another time lapse. I'm sorry for all the time lapses in this video. I like showing my build process on camera occasionally for sure, but there's just something about a time lapse. I don't know. I like watching building time lapses myself, and I think they make the videos flow a little bit better. So that's why I usually default to those. But you know, this is just a very building centric video, so there's gonna be a ton of them in here. Regardless though, let me turn up the music another time, and let's get this blacksmith built. Another building down. And also, where did the Enderman go? Before I actually show off this building, I want to see if I can get some easy ender pearls. Because I think after I show this off, I wanna go start beating the game. I just have no idea where that Enderman just went. Also, my dude, there's a way down. You don't gotta go that way. Yeah, I have no clue where that Enderman went, but whatever. Maybe I can find him later. Here's a look at the new building, though. We have a new smelter blacksmith kind of building. There's an outside here that has a bunch of random stuff. A couple, like, stone tables. We have a stone cutter. We have an anvil. Also, this is supposed to be filled with water. I just need to go get 2 water buckets at some point and put them in here. And I also think I'm going to put a super smelter in the middle of here. There's a really small design that I know how to build, and I'm going to throw that in here. But I need to get a couple more materials first. Specifically, I just need more hoppers. And actually, I'm completely out of iron, so I have to go get some of that soon. But other than that, here's the rest of the interior. Right when you walk in the front door, there's just immediately a little bit of storage. And then through this room, there is the lava farm. So this stayed in the building, which is nice. And then upstairs, there's actually a couple different bedrooms. I have to put a few beds up here too. None of these rooms actually have beds in them yet, but there are just 3 separate bedrooms. I didn't know what else to throw up here, so I feel like these 3 bedrooms are a pretty good use of space. Maybe all 3 of these people can work in the same, like, foragery area. I don't know. But there's some lore there for sure. Also, while I was building this, tragedy struck. And I burned alive, and I died. I almost made it to the water, but I just barely didn't. And unfortunately, I spawned all the way back at spawn. So I had to walk back here for like another full day. But it's alright. We made it back. I got all my stuff back. Not really too much of a setback. Just thought it was funny and I wanted to point it out. But yeah, now let me start working on beating the game. I need to go get some obsidian. I don't think I have enough for another portal, right? I don't have any. I'm pretty sure I just gathered enough obsidian just to make my enchanting table. I have a smithing table. I can definitely put a smithing table over by that new work site I just made. And then also with this next building in, this part of the village is really feeling nice. Just down here, you know, we have the whole farming district down here. It also connects up over to this building. I think this is a nice little like quadrant of the entire village. I can't wait to build up the whole thing. We're actually making pretty decent progress. It's day 57, and I'm about to go beat the game, which is not only going to give me a ton of levels to enchant whatever I need, I'm also just going to find a ton of enchanted gear in the end cities. So I should be able to build still a lot more stuff, especially since I'm going to be getting much better gear in the next coming days here. To continue working on beating the game, let me go ahead and grab up a little bit more obsidian down here. Just gotta make sure nothing comes to kill me. But I think I'll be alright. We got 14 pieces of obsidian. So I'm putting the corners on this portal. Okay, we're rich here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the portal right here. This should be fine. It's just like kind of a part of the wall now. I don't think anything can get in or out still with this here. And I also don't want anything going in the nether portal, like any villagers. So this should be good for us. Let's go ahead and light this up, and let's see where we spawn. Don't be too bad, please. Oh, we're chilling. Just a Soul Sand Valley. A little bit dangerous in front of us, but we should be okay. First thing I'm going to do is just make a little safe house in here.
Usually just out of cobblestone, especially in a biome like this. I don't want to immediately get shot by some skeletons and fall into the lava right away and die. That would be really sad. This does not need to look even kind of good, right? We're just going for function. This nether doesn't really seem to lead anywhere right now. Like the spawn we have, it's just this little soul sand like pocket. There's not too much more going on. Yeah, I don't think it opens up over there either. I might just have to kind of like dig through the wall and hopefully find something. I will grab up all these bone blocks though. I always love some free bone meal. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but might as well take them. So I think I'm just going to kind of dig this way here. Ow. Dude. Messed up. I think I'm just going to go ahead and dig this way. Just straight behind our portal here. Hopefully this leads me to a better part of the nether. Okay, so the nether definitely opens up here a little bit. Gotta be a little careful though, because I'm pretty high above the ground right now. We have to pillar across a little bit. I guess let's just go for it, man. I hate doing this. Hopefully there's not a skeleton nearby. Did I just throw my pickaxe off? I'm pretty certain I just threw my pickaxe into the lava. Oh my god, no I didn't. The game just glitched and it wasn't actually there. Oh, dude, that scared me so badly. Okay, we're good. We're good. I have my pickaxe back. Man, that was not okay. That was really messed up, game. I can't believe you would do that to me, dude. Alright, so that's how we get home. It's over there. It's my last torch. I hopefully shouldn't need any more. I think we'll be okay. Alright, let me run around here for a little while. Hopefully we can just stumble across a nether fortress, or honestly just find where this nether really opens. I feel like this still is pretty... It's pretty tiny. I see a warp forest over here, so we can at least go ahead and get some ender pearls. So let's definitely head on in that direction. Okay, looks like a pretty tiny warp forest over here, but it should do just fine. Alright, I pushed through the warp forest a little bit, and it looks like it really does open up over here. I also went 3 for 3 on Enderman, dropping their pearls, so that's always nice. I'm gonna stay in this biome for a little while longer, just to get the remaining ender pearls that I need. And then once I do that, start looking for that nether fortress. I might try to like peer around while I'm here though, like looking for endermen, just to see if I can catch a glimpse of a fortress. But regardless, let me go ahead and kill up a whole bunch more endermen. Alright, I got 16 ender pearls now. That should be plenty. I actually got like 5 of these from trading with a couple piglins. I was hoping to get the rest of them that way too, but they ended up just not giving me what I needed, but it's alright. I also have 3 fire resistance potions, so that's really nice to have as well, especially when we do find another fortress. Blazes are pretty much useless if you have a fire resistance potion active. So I'm definitely going to be using these when we hit the nether fortress, which I do want to try to find now. It looks like there is a pretty decent sized like lava ocean over here. Let's see if I can see anything on the horizon. Well, that's a bastion. That's not the structure I'm looking for. But there has to be another fortress nearby, man. There's gotta be. I don't see one though. Oh, I found one all the way over there. Alright, I guess that's the fortress we're gonna go to. What's the best way to get over there? I think I'm actually gonna try to just ride through the lava on one of these guys. The problem is I don't have a warped fungus on a stick or a saddle. So I'm gonna have to make my way home, just so I can go grab a couple more things. And I'll be back to this spot, and we can hit the lava ocean. I'm now back in the nether with a saddle and warped fungus on a stick, so I can actually use one of the, what are they called, striders or something like that? To actually cross this lava ocean. I'm just gonna go ahead and collect up a little bit of netherrack, because I'm probably gonna have to pillar out to one of these guys. I think one of these guys over here is probably my best option. And also, before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and splash one of these, just in case I fall in the lava. Alright, so, I'm gonna head off over here, and hopefully I can claim just that guy right there. No, come back! Come back! Okay, sweet. That should be good to drop, right? Yeah, I'm okay. That always feels weird to do. Cool. Alright, let's go. Let's head over there. I'm on fire, but it's fine. You know, I'm chilling. Alright, also, I'm just gonna
Attach that guy right there. You can stay in the lava if you want, just so you're not so cold. But just wait for me, okay? Oh, I forgot to bring torches again. I always forget to bring torches to the nether. I just never think of it, and then I forget how dark it is actually in here. So I apologize that the video does not look too great right now, but I will try to be in and out of here pretty quickly. Oh, there's a spawner right here. Let's put our fire resistance back on. And let's stay here for a minute, I guess. That's insane luck that there's a spawner just directly here. Alright, this shouldn't take long at all, to be honest. I'm not going to really stay here for anything else. Alright, that should be enough blaze rods. I got 8, so let me get out of here. This was probably the quickest I've ever actually been in and out of another fortress before, and I love it. I hate being here. I am running out of fire resistance, though, so I cannot fall in the lava. Alright, man, you can go back to the lava now. Here, let me help you. There you go. You're much happier down there. Alright, we should be good. Let's head out of here. Actually, before I head out, first off, let me kill this guy. There we go. I did this already before, and the music disc fell in lava, so I'm glad I can get it this time. But yeah, before I actually head back to my base, I'm gonna go around and gather up a bunch of this quartz, just to get some experience. I would love to try to enchant a pair of boots, to see if I can get feather falling. I think that'll be really important for the dragon fight. And also, I might try to enchant my sword, just to give myself a chance to get looting. Because going to the further ends with looting 3 is really, really useful. So I think I'll get up to level 33 here on the way back. Enchant those 2 things. I don't want to spend too long, like, trying to grind out enchantments. So if I don't get what I'm looking for after the first try, I'll probably just call it there and then just head to the end. But I want to at least give myself the chance. So I will see you guys at the enchanting building. I have been completely forgetting about this the last, like, few videos, and I have no idea why. Before I defeat the Ender Dragon, I need to get Infinity on a bow. That is something that absolutely has to happen. I definitely do not have nearly enough arrows to make it work. So, the first thing I'm going to enchant here is actually just going to be a bow. Be nice if we can get a little lucky. Let's see. It's just power 3. That is tragic. Punch 2 is next guaranteed. Also, not great. I'm going to do it again, though. Power 4, Flame, Punch 2. Okay. So I think what I should do is re-roll a Librarian until I get Infinity. I don't know how I always forget about Infinity. It just always slips my mind somehow. I'm going to use this Fisherman in my house right here to be the next Librarian, but it's going to be really annoying because he's attached to these barrels, to one of these barrels. I put a Lectern in this room. I trapped him in there. Now I just need to figure out which barrel it is. Is it that one? Is unfortunately not that one, I don't think. Oh, destroying that one barrel actually worked. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, I'm just gonna chill with this guy for a while. Until he sells me the book that I want. Finally! Finally I got Infinity. That took so long. I don't know when I started this, if it was day 62 or not, but I feel like I've definitely been here at least an entire day. Thank you for finally selling me what I want. You can be free. Okay, now, I don't think I'm gonna spend any more time here trying to enchant anything or getting any more books or anything like that, so... the looting and the feather falling on my boots are gonna have to just not happen. That's fine, though. I should be okay. And even if I do die, it's survival. It's not the end of the world. Literally. But let's go ahead and put Infinity on this bow, and now this bow actually became very good. So that'll be able to take down the Ender Dragon pretty easily. Let me just go prepare to go find the stronghold and do the dragon fight. Shouldn't take too long. I just gotta go grab a couple things from my house. And then we can set off. I think I am ready to set off to go find this stronghold. It is nighttime though, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. But the stronghold is directly this way. And we get the first pearl back. You always love to see that. It looks like the stronghold should be just down here. We have 14 more Eyes of Ender as well, so we have more than enough to ignite the portal. And here we are. We made it. Alright, let's see if I can find the portal room. Also, I would love to find the libraries. I like looking at the books. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I like looking at the enchanted books before we head into the end, in case I can find an Unbreaking book. No Unbreaking book, but I'll definitely take the armor trim. Might as well take some of these additional books, too. I do have a mending book on me, along with an anvil, so I can throw that on the first pair of elytra that we find. This book here is Impaling 4, Loyalty 3, also with Curse of Binding, so I'm definitely not going to take that. Hopefully this stronghold has a second library in it, and we get more chances to find some Unbreaking books. Fire Protection 3, Piercing 4, that's a pretty decent book, but I'm not going to take it. Won't really get any use out of it. Pretty cool to see that in just like an ordinary chest, though. Oh, here's a second library. Sick. All right, what do we have in here? This one's smaller. It's one of like just the 1-floor libraries. And no book. Oh, here's the spawner. I found it. Nice. And we already have 3 eyes in this portal frame. Let's go ahead and light up the rest of them. I always like putting the lava out right beneath. I don't know. I'm always worried I'm gonna like glitch out and jump into it somehow and then just die. But anyway, I think we're good to go hop into this portal. Take down the Ender Dragon. Let me just make sure. One last inventory check. I have my bow. I have some building materials. I have food. Also, I have a glass bottle, which I'm going to use to get some dragon's breath. And I think I am all good. So, let's hop through. We have a really safe spawn. Always love to see that. And let's go take this Ender Dragon down. Trick shot. Yeah, got him. Alright, the dragon's taken down. That is always so nice to see. Of course, cannot forget to grab up the experience. And the dragon egg. And now, let me head over to this gateway. And let's see what kind of luck I can get here. Alright, let's go ahead. Portal on through. And do we have a city in render distance? We do. Does it have a ship, though? Oh, it does not. Oh, it does! Yes! Let's go! That's 2 worlds in a row, I'm pretty sure. That is, I just alerted that Enderman, sorry. But that's 2 worlds in a row, I'm pretty sure, where I just got really, really lucky. Pretty sure the last 100-day video went very similarly to this. I think I spawned very, very close to a ship. Ooh, this is going to be a little bit sketchy. Going over to that ship. And that's really high up there. I do only have, like, slabs on me. I'm going to use them. I might as well. I don't want these to hold my inventory spots anyway. So it's going to take me a little while, but one day I'll be up at that ship. Okay, let's hopefully just Ender Pearl right on the ship. Gonna aim for the ladder there, so it hits that. There we go. Okay, we're here. We made it. Let's pop down here. Take out this guy. And let's grab the first pair of Elytra. Also, let's see what's here. Okay, those are just incredible. Those are also pretty good. And Smite 3, I'll definitely take that as well. Oh, I'm just gonna immediately switch out those 2 pieces of armor. Let me also spend the time really quickly putting this mending book on this pair of Elytra. So now this 1 pair will not break. Unless I am really careless. Alright, let me continue exploring. I just need 1 more shulker shell to make a shulker box, then I can clear up a lot of my inventory. Killed about 3 more shulkers, didn't get any more shulker shells. So let's see what else we have in these chests. Don't want those boots. Got a Silk Touch pickaxe. We're absolutely taking that. And the Copper Horse armor can chill. There we go. Finally got another shulker shell. Let's go ahead and make a shulker box. And I'm going to offload all of the cool stuff that I get from the end cities here. And there's also an ender chest right here. So I'm going to offload even more stuff in there. And with that, we can keep on exploring. That's the first time I got iron armor in this world. That's so funny. On day 65, when I'm in an end city, that's the first time I ever even picked up any iron armor. That's wild. Alright, so I'm going to continue looting up these end cities, but I'm going to do it in a very safe and pretty efficient way. I like just sticking to the outskirts. So the rooms that have chests in them, I like just kind of popping into the side here. And then just checking out to see what they have inside. Curse of Vanishing, I don't really want that. I'll definitely take the Spire armor trim, though. That's a pretty good sword, but I don't want it. Also, Diamond Horse armor, might as well. I don't want to spend too long in the end. Like, I definitely don't want to spend as long as I normally do. But I still do want to spend a couple days here, gathering up as much stuff as possible. Getting a whole bunch of shulker boxes will also be really useful. So I definitely want to kill a handful of these guys. But let me just kind of check out a couple end cities, see what I can get my hands on. Then I'll be back to show you guys the haul. I'm now back home. It is day 67. That's all I'm going to say about that. But we do have a lot of stuff now in these shulker boxes. I also have 4 additional shulker boxes. So 7 is a great number to have. It's going to help me build up a lot more things in this village pretty quickly. So, just a quick overview. We got a whole bunch of cool armor pieces. I think I have mending on almost every piece of armor. So we have mending on the boots already. I have a mending pair of leggings on currently. And then I also have mending on a chest piece. Maybe the helmet is the only one that I don't have mending on? No, I do, actually. I have mending on everything. So that is actually really cool that I have a full mending set of armor. I also found a bunch of really good pickaxes. Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3 is incredible. We have another Efficiency 4 pickaxe, another Efficiency 4 pickaxe. Oh, also we got the Silk Touch one. Of course, this really good one is the pickaxe I took into the end with me, but just the Silk Touch pickaxe is really cool to find. I found a really good shovel somewhere. This one's pretty solid. Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. Where's the other one? That one has mending on it. Oh, I have it in my inventory. That's why I can't see it. Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, and mending. Very good shovel to have. I found this sword as well. Sharpness 3, Knockback 2, Looting 2, Unbreaking 3, but I'll probably end up just using this one, Smite 5, Fire Aspect 2. I really like that as a sword. I would combine it with this one, but I really don't want to put Knockback on it, if I'm being honest. But we pretty much have, like, every tool and armor into, like, a perfect spot right now. So I'm actually not going to have to do too much enchanting. But I do want to spend all 61 of these levels, because why not? I forgot also, like, one of the best pieces of armor that I found. I found these diamond boots with Feather Falling 4 on them, so I definitely have to combine those with my current boots. So yeah, let me spend just a little bit of time here, enchanting everything that I need, combining all the stuff that I found, and I'll show you all of the tools and armor that I was able to get. Both of my librarian villagers got stuck back here. Let me help you out with that, fellas. So unfortunately, I didn't really have good enchanting luck. I spent pretty much all of my levels trying to get either Looting 3 on a sword or Silk Touch on a shovel. I managed to only get Silk Touch on the shovel, and it was right at the end. I got this Silk Touch Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. So that's really nice. I definitely like that shovel, but I was trying to get a better sword to combine with this one, and I didn't really get anything worth anything, to be honest. But I combined a couple things. I now have this Silk Touch pickaxe with Efficiency 5 and Unbreaking 3. I have Efficiency 5 on my axe as well. It's going to make tree chopping a lot easier. And I think that's actually the only two things that I combined. I didn't have enough levels to combine my boots, but these boots are still incredible. All I have to do is add Feather Falling to them, which is somewhere in here. Here they are. So I'll get to that at some point. So didn't really change my armor or my gear too much, but it's fine. It's all work in progress. I actually don't even think I'm going to go back through and combine anything else. I'm sure this gear can take me through the last 32 days of this world. Speaking of these last days, though, they're pretty much all going to be spent building. Let me kind of just fly around, put in a pathway connecting up everything, and there is a nice retaining wall, so the cliffside looks a little bit nicer than it did before. But I think this village is definitely going to come to life completely when I put in these additional buildings. And I also do want to still, like, detail the pathway a little bit. I just wanted to put in, like, a tentative one. And I have no idea where this one's going to go. So don't ask. Yeah, so we kind of have a blueprint of, like, everything else that I would like to build, at least for, like, the next handful of days. If I end up finishing these buildings all pretty quickly, I'll have to figure out another way to expand this village, because honestly, the rest of the video here, I just want to spend building things in this village. I don't really want to do anything else. I was thinking that maybe we could put, like, an actual wall around this whole place. Like, we have this cobblestone wall, obviously, but maybe I can actually come up with, like, a wood wall design that would look pretty cool and actually keep the monsters out. But that'll be something that I do within the last couple of days if I have the extra time. I know this video has been a pretty time-lapse heavy so far, but I'm going to cut it to another one. I want to get all 5 of these buildings built up in one time-lapse. So let me get started with this, and I'll be back at some day in the future. Now, actually, before I built any of these additional villager houses, I had to go gather a whole bunch of materials. So I started off collecting up spruce, because I'm probably going to use spruce wood in some capacity on every single one of these houses. So I just harvested up all of the spruce wood that I had. And then I knew that a lot of the foundations of these houses were going to be out of stone, so I headed underground, grabbed up a whole bunch of that. And just still continuing with the theme of being underground, I just went further, got some deep slate. I figured a deep slate roof or even a deep slate foundation could look good on some of these houses. And then also nearby the deep slate, I gathered a whole bunch of tuff, pretty much for the same reason as the other rocks. And then I decided to head off towards the Badlands biome that I found a little while ago, and I grabbed up a whole bunch of coarse dirt, just saving me a little bit more time there so I don't have to craft it up myself. And then the last wood type that I needed for these houses was just some jungle, so I chopped down a couple of the large jungle trees in the jungle nearby. And with all the material gathering out of the way, I can now start the time lapse where I build up all of these houses. That was a lot of building. So let me show you guys everything that I just built in that time lapse. I will say as well that a lot of these buildings are not super detailed on the outside. A lot of them have pretty flat walls, not too much texturing going around, but I kind of just wanted to prioritize getting the buildings actually up and figured I could potentially detail them a little bit more later if I have the time. But I'm going to walk through every building here just to kind of show you guys everything. There's one over here now, kind of close to my starter house. The interiors of these are all pretty much empty, but they do have a floor and a ceiling in, as well as a bed and a job block, just of some kind. Just so whenever the villagers are kind of free roaming around here, they can populate one of these buildings. Oh, I guess I should also say that the villagers are kind of free roaming right now. They just keep getting stuck back here. There's like 3 or 4 villagers back there, and then I did actually trap a couple, so they're not all free roaming. They're under here. I just wanted to at least preserve 2, just in case these guys died up top so I can repopulate the whole village. But yeah, these guys are trapped down here, but I'll let them free in a minute. So yeah, there's that first building over there. I also have this one next to the enchanting building. And again, the interior, very empty, but this one actually has 3 beds in it because there are 3 job blocks. There's a brewing stand and then 2 composters over here. Also, the pathway is a little bit more detailed. I just put some coarse dirt around the outside. I think that provides a really nice effect, especially when you're using just path block as your pathway. And one of the smaller buildings down here has a bed and a fletching table inside of it. I think this build looks pretty good. I think it fits the area really nicely as well. That's one of my favorite ones that I just put up. Like I said, though, very under-detailed, but it's okay. I think it looks pretty solid still. Here's the first one I actually made, so this one is probably the most detailed, and then I kind of just went downhill from there. But once again, bed, and then this one has a smoker in it. This one back here is a little bit strange. The original, like, blueprint for this build was pushed out to, like, here. But while I was building it, I didn't really feel like I had enough room, so I wanted to push it back kind of into the wall here. And then this one as well, bed and another fletching table. This is probably where I'll let the villagers out. I think they're just like right back here. So I will do that probably at the end of the video. I did also detail the interior of the mine as well. I need to put like a fence gate or something here though, just so the villagers don't wander down into the mines. That would probably not be good. But that looks a little bit better than it did before. And I think that is everything. I think that's all the buildings that I managed to build in that time lapse. We are now on day 86. I'm making still pretty good progress, I feel like, on this village. And now if I kind of take a bird's eye view from back here, this thing is really starting to look like a village. I think this angle right here is probably the best view. This is definitely looking very solid, in my opinion. The buildings are all different, but I definitely feel like they fit well enough together. Even if like the roofs and the wall colors and stuff are all completely different, I feel like they all kind of belong here. The next step in transforming this village is going to be putting a much nicer looking wall around the entire thing. So I'm going to go through and take down the entire cobblestone wall that's right here. But before I do that, let me kind of show you guys what I was thinking about for the walls. I'm going to use this section of the village as my wall demonstration. And I was also thinking that this pathway that originally just like kind of led to nothing within the village, this can probably be like the actual entrance. So maybe I can put some kind of gateway here. I feel like that'll look a little bit better than it just abruptly ending right here. Instead, I'll just have it abruptly end, like, right here. And I think it'll look better once we're in the village. But anyway, for this wall, I want to use a bunch of stripped pieces of wood, and I want them all at varying heights, and also kind of, like, jagged as we go across the ground. So I'm going to be using a combination of stripped spruce wood, regular oak wood, and then also a little bit of stripped birch wood. So something kind of like this going all the way around. I also have some other details that I can add, like I have a bunch of barrels. I can kind of combine that with the stripped spruce wood. Let me also take care of this child. But yeah, I can use this with the stripped spruce wood. I think that looks really good together, just in a couple different spots. Then I would also like to be sure to add like slabs and fences and all that fun stuff up at the top here. Maybe some stairs as well. Just a bunch of random blocks to have at the top, because I think that'll make a really nice like jagged effect. Yeah, something like that. I think that looks pretty cool. I can even maybe put some like slabs closer to the bottom as well, just to make it look slightly more reinforced. Something along those lines. I think that's going to be a really cool wall for this entire village, and it's certainly going to be much nicer than the previous just stone wall. So once again, I'm going to cut it to another time lapse. This might be the final time lapse of the video, we'll see. But let me get this wall completely constructed. Okay, 6 more days remaining. It's now day 94 and the entire settlement is walled in. I think this is actually a great addition to the area. It feels a lot more like a contained village to me now. I still have to put in the little gate here in the front, but other than that, the entire wall is completely done. Before I go ahead, though, and build that gate, I want to do something that is definitely long overdue. I finally want to cure this zombie villager, and I also want to go grab the other zombie villager that is somewhere over in the jungle. I'm not exactly sure where this villager is. I know I took a screenshot of it, but I kind of just want to see if I can find him. I think he's around here somewhere. It was like immediately after I came out of the cave for the first time. I should have probably marked this with like torches or something, but oh well. I found him. What's up, dude? You're still here. Hello. I didn't even think of the fact that he's gonna burn. Why am I so dumb? What is wrong with me? Okay, well, that guy's dead. Yeah, of course he's gonna burn. It's the middle of the day, and he's a zombie. Whatever. I won't make the same mistake with this zombie over here. I do, unfortunately, have to go back to the nether. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the nether portal down in the mine building. I feel like that probably makes the most sense. So let's light up this portal. Put on the gold boots. And let's pop through. And now let me just quickly head over to the nether fortress. I'm just gonna enter the fortress from right here. Any torches? Okay, I have lanterns. That'll count. Alright, so first off, I need some of this. Thank you. I guess I'll try to get back to the original blaze spawner that I found. Should be right here. Slight concussion, but we're chilling. Now let me just get a blaze rod. Okay, I got a couple blaze rods. I'm gonna throw back on my elytra. And I think I should be able just to take off from here. Perfect. Okay. Should be all I need. Now let's go craft up a potion of weakness. I do actually have to wait until it turns nighttime again, because I need a piece of gunpowder to make that a splash potion of weakness. Kind of forgot about that step, not gonna lie. So, just while I wait for it to turn nighttime, let me go ahead and just work on a small gate as the entry point for the village. And I think I'm gonna do that out of stone. Maybe stone bricks. I feel like that'll look really good. Bring a couple tough bricks as well. I think those blocks go really nicely together. And I think naturally I'll just bring a little bit of tough. I want to inset this, I think, by a block. So I'm going to start the gateway here. And actually, let me start with regular tough on the bottom. Let's go 2 blocks of regular tough. Let's do 3 of tough bricks. And then 2 of stone bricks. Is that a good height? It feels like a good height to me. Gonna go ahead and put a free camera right here, just so I can keep popping back to that spot. Let's do the same thing on this side. Alright, and now I kind of just have to go over and across. And let's do that with some stone brick, stairs, and slabs. So let's start with a stair on top. Let's do an upside down stair. And then maybe just slabs for the rest. That doesn't look awful, but I think I have to lower that a little bit. That should not be a problem. I think I'm going to do that by just taking off the top stone brick block on each side and replacing that with a stair. No, I fell. Alright, so let's replace this one with a stair, and let's try that same pattern. Yeah, okay, I think that looks a lot better. Also, I have no idea if this looks cool, but I think I'm just going to commit to it. I added like a little thing at the top. I don't know. Gives it some personality. I like it. I'm going to leave that there. All right, and now it is nighttime, obviously. So let me go ahead and smack up a creeper real quick. Perfect. And he dropped a piece of gunpowder. It's exactly what I needed. Okay, I now have 3 splash potions of weakness. So let's pop in here. Let's kill this back zombie. And let's start curing up my man. Alright, that'll take a minute, so you can just chill there. And while that guy is curing, I'm going to go through and actually destroy all of this cobblestone wall. And then after this, there's still a little bit more that I would like to do to this village, but nothing is going to be like a huge project, right? I only have 4 days left. But among the things I want to do is I would like to get rid of all of these torches. There's a lot of torch spam going on. Definitely need to address that. I would like to plant a netherwort field, maybe like back here somewhere. I feel like behind the brewing building actually makes a little bit of sense. Or, I mean, I could just kind of keep all of the crops down towards the farming area. I'll have to make a decision at some point, but one of those two areas I think is going to be the home of a new netherwort field. Then I definitely need to release the villagers officially. I definitely want some movement in this village. It's going to make it feel really nice. And then the last thing I want to do is just sprinkle around some bone meal. Just because this grass is incredibly bare. Like right here, there's nothing going on. None of those things should really take that long. So let me get working on this in the final time lapse of the video. The village now is so nearly done, but while I was just putting in the extra little details here with the bone meal and the lights and letting the villagers free and whatnot, I thought of something else that I should add, and that is a spot for this bell. I don't know how I didn't even think of this. That's a pretty big staple of a Minecraft village, and I think I'm going to put it right here. This is where the zombie villager was chilling forever, so it's a pretty big open area. I feel like normally I would have just thrown a house here, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I feel like this is going to be a good spot for this. And also, there were a couple like market stalls in this village, and I never replaced those. So I feel like having a little market area right here with just like 3 or 4 market stalls and then the bell somewhere in the middle would be kind of perfect for this area. Oh, and also, this villager is a jungle villager. This is the one that I cured, and his outfit looks really cool. I don't know if I've really seen a jungle villager in this game too many times, to be honest. Big fan of the fit. But in order to make these market stalls, I need to go grab some wool. I don't need too much wool, if I'm honest. Like I said, I'm only going to be making like 3 or 4 of these market stalls. Those 2 sheep only gave me 2 pieces, so it's not looking great. There we go. There's 3, so we got 5 now. I also want to just pop over to another one of my Minecraft worlds really quick. This is Hardcore Minecraft Season 2, if you guys are familiar with this world. But in this world, I started making this village, or this city, and I also came up with this market stall design. I'm pretty heavily inspired by Disruptive Builds. One of his videos back when I was making this video, he made some market stalls, and I kind of liked his idea, but I just kind of tweaked it to my own. But I really like these designs, and I'm just going to use these as the market stalls in this village. So in each of these stalls, there is only, 9 pieces of wool? So if I want to make 4 of these, at most, I just need 36 pieces of wool. Okay, we can get that. Okay, so I'm at 32 pieces of wool. I feel like right here should probably be everything that I need. I'll take a little extra just in case. These guys both grew back their wool, why not? Alright, this should be all the wool that I need with a little bit of extra red as well. So maybe I can actually just go ahead and craft another bed just to get some different colors. All the beds I have in this area are either yellow or white. So let's go ahead and make a red one, and that's going to be my bed, okay? I'm the most important villager here. I have quite literally done all of the work in this world, okay? These other idiots have done nothing. Like, look at these guys. They have no idea what to do, man. They're trying to get to the barrels at the bottom of this, but they somehow cannot fathom that they just have to walk over. I don't know. There's an extra bed for you guys. There you go. I'm also going to mix up the wood types a little bit. One of these is going to be out of strip spruce, one of them will be out of oak, one of them will be out of jungle, and one of them is going to be out of birch. Right, let's go ahead and start off with the spruce one. I think I'm going to make this red, and I'm going to put this one in the back over here. So I'm going to start off with 5 logs, just like this, all stripped. I can also put logs there and there, a couple fences over there, a couple fences on top of the corner logs. Actually, I'm going to switch this around. The back is going to be over there, so the front will have 3 fence gates like that. And just for now, I'm going to put a lantern in the middle. I'm probably going to hang a lantern from the top, but just to give myself some light. Let's go ahead, put those fences all up 1 more block. On top of each of these, I'm going to go up 3 blocks. Or not 3 blocks, but 3 slabs. I'm going to go over 1, over 1. Then we have to go up 1 more slab. And on top of there, we're going to have stairs like this. And this gets slab, slab, and then a trapdoor. Then I'm going to finish off the roof like triangle with 2 more slabs right there. I'm going to go over one like that with slabs. Then we're going to go trapdoor, trapdoor, trapdoor. And I think I actually did this differently on the previous ones. But that's alright. I think this is going to look a little bit cooler. So we're going to have 2 strips of red. And then we're going to have 1 strip of white. Just like that. And that is everything here for the little market stall. Just going to put a lantern there in the middle. Going to move the lantern that I set on the side. I think it looks a little bit better like this. And there we go. We have a tiny market stall built. But yeah, I think I actually just switched up the design a little bit. The previous stalls had 2 layers of white and then 1 layer of a different color wool. But I think this looks a little bit nicer. So I'm going to leave it like that. And for the second one, let's go with birchwood. And the color for the birchwood, I'm going to pick blue. All right, there's another market stall done. Can't forget that lantern, though. Let's go ahead and do jungle next. And to pair with the jungle, I'm going to go yellow. And now just 1 more market stall. Of course, this one is going to be oak. All right, and there we go. There is all of the market stalls completely built. So now we have this little market circle. And I would like to have the pathway kind of branch off over here. So let me kind of just get like a little circular path here. And then we have these 4 blocks in the middle. Definitely do something here for the bell. I think I'm just going to make this go down to a single block in the middle. Even if it's not like perfectly in the middle, I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to put the bell on a spruce log. Or, you know what, maybe just to change it up, I'll put it on top of a barrel. Yeah, that looks good. That's good enough for me. I am very content with where this village is right now. And that's kind of perfect, because it is day 99. So for the last time, let me go clean out my inventory, and I'll take a quick walkthrough of this entire village with shaders on day 100. Alright, bright and early on day 100. With the shaders on, let's just take a quick stroll through the village. See what everything looks like with the beautiful shaders. I did do one other thing to this little market area. I just put some coarse dirt around. I think it looks a little bit better than it being grass. I really like what coarse dirt looks like with the path block. It borders it really nicely, in my opinion. And you know, this gate entrance looks pretty cool, man. Like, it looks kind of funky at the top, but I love it. I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but it's cool in my book. My favorite part of the village is probably down here. I really like the barn and the atmosphere with all of the crop fields and the animal pens and stuff. I think this is a cool area down here. But yeah, dude, everything is all interconnected. This pathway runs through the entire place. The wall is looking all good. We were pretty protected from mobs, though I'm pretty sure these roofs are still spawnable, but whatever. That's not my problem anymore. And also, the villagers still do not understand trapdoors. There's literally an open door directly next to both of you, and you cannot figure it out. That is tragic. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll have some cinematic shots as well after I do the outro here, just so you can see it from afar. But I really hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you one more time for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.